Hello traders and Market Club members everywhere. Adam Hewison here coming to you from the digital studios of Market Club. Well, it's Monday and the markets are down generally speaking from a very weak overseas market. Asia, Shanghai Composite Index dropped 8.5% if you don't know already. But let's take a look at the three stocks that are bucking the trend. And the first stock we're looking at is a stock called HFC, Holly Frontier. HFC is the symbol right here. And you can see it's had a nice move up. It's broken over some key lines, and also we are coming back to what we consider to be support right here on the 50 line. So it's coming back to support. So we've seen a pullback today, and we're getting back to this previous all-time high, and it's getting back to that support area there also. Now, this is a major trend line right here, and this is also supporting. So we may come down even further, but the reality is somewhere along the line here, you want to be looking to buy this stock, is that we think it's going to continue to move higher, maybe after a few days consolidation. That's what we need to see first of all. But again, watch the 50 line for support. Also watch our trade triangles, both of which are green, indicating stronger uptrends. You can see the signal first came in at 43.71, which is a monthly right here, and that changed the whole game. So let's see how things work out and watch this stock very closely. Next stock we're looking at is USG. You can see plus 100, very strong trend, well above the 50 line on the RSI. Let's just take a look at this on a simply close-only chart. You can see we have what I consider to be a pivot point right here. So we have a low here, and a low here, and we have this what we call a pivot point right here. So you can move up from here down to here. So 26.5 up to, let's call it 29, $2.50, not a lot, but so 31, 31.5, 32. So I think we'd be looking at a challenge of these previous highs set back in February. But it looks like it wants to go higher. Trend is clearly up with a plus 100. I would look to buy this stock on any kind of pullback. This next stock is called Activision, and ATVI is the symbol, and it's traded on the NASDAQ. And you can see that we've sort of stalled out a little bit here, but generally speaking, we have a very strong trend. The monthly and the weekly are positive. We're coming right back to that support zone we like to look at on the RSI at 50, and also you're very close to a support area where this previous dot is here. This is the PSAR, and that's offering support as well. If it goes through there, we may see a little bit further. If you want to be conservative about this, maybe want to see another close over 26. And I think if with that were to come, then we'll see this market move higher. But generally speaking, we're looking for the stock to move higher, probably up to about 30. That's the target zone. And this looks like a nice rounding bottom. If we get a nice close, let's say that like that, I would say the stock's going to be on the move higher. But the trend is your friend, and the trend is clearly positive with the plus 75 and both trade triangles in a green positive mode. Okay, here's the index that does not look good, and that's the Dow. Now remember, it's only 30 stocks, so it's not really a broad compendium of all the stocks in the market, but just 30 of the major stocks. And you can see it actually made a new low. We've been negative on this. We've been telling you to be out of this market for quite some time. We've just had, what is that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days straight down. Not necessarily a good sign. We're very oversold, but that doesn't mean to say we can't go lower. I would just be on the sidelines in this particular index at the moment, or short. There's no reason to be in the market at all at this particular index if you're trading the indexes. A little bit different picture on the S&P 500. This is a daily chart of the S&P 500. You can see it's a mixed picture. The monthly is down, but the weekly is up, indicating a trading range and also a neutral stance on the market. You should not be in this market at the moment. Very, very kind of choppy. You can see just looking at this market over the last several months, it's just really choppy action. Very hard to make money in markets like this, but thankfully there's lots of stocks that are trending really well, and you can find them using our trade triangle technology, which is right here. So let's take a look at the next index, and that's going to be the NASDAQ, and that's actually looking a lot better than most of the other indexes. Depending where we close today, if we close and we're still over the 50 line, I think it's still a very good signal. Look at the difference between this and the Dow. We have in the Dow 3 red trade triangles. Here we have 2 green ones, the 2 important ones, the monthly and the weekly, still positive, indicating that the trend is still up in this index. And today's action is pretty interesting, the way it's leveling up. So if we close at a close to the highs of the day, I think we may have put in a short-term low for the moment. Not such a pretty picture in gold for all the gold bugs out there. Still minus 100. We've been negative on this market for quite some time. Q2 was a difficult year trading gold because the market just went sort of sideways, but now we've got a very big established trend and we're doing very well. We're short from the 1150 area. That's about $5,800 ago in one contract. So we're loving that life, and also on the weekly, we're liking that as well because we trade on the weekly, if you may remember, and it's from 1180. That's even better. So let's move on. Now the euro, which we thought would have a rally, has had a rally. It's over the 50 line, plus it's over the parabolic. You can see the little purple dot right here. So it's made that turn. And really, we said to you before that we thought that this area, this support area, would be enough to hold it, and that's exactly what has happened, at least for the moment. And what we have to start looking at now is some sort of longer-term downtrend lines, which I think could be interesting because sometimes the market thinks it knows what's going to happen, but in reality, it doesn't know what's going to happen. So that's the big slide in the euro. We really did well in the euro. Q2 was a little bit difficult because there was no discernible trend, and we'll have to see how that plays out. Crude oil this is the September contract of crude oil. Absolutely dismal. 47.76 to the last trade. Very oversold. Much like here, and this is where we probably want to start paying attention to. Every time the market gets really oversold, it tends to have a bounce back. And if we go back further in this contract, I'm sure we can see here's a period where it was really starting to get very oversold, bounces up, here again, bounces up. So somewhere along the line here, it's not there yet, but we want to be looking to be a buyer of crude oil. But right now, you should be either short or out of the market. Hey, I'm Adam Hewison for Market Club. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the review of these markets and those 3 stocks that we like. So have a great trading day, everyone. I'll see you soon.